All right, good morning. Welcome once again, everybody, to this market review. This is when we make daily profits, right? Yes, it's possible to make daily profits in the markets, given that you take advantage of the move. So that is what we are here to do. Excuse me. Taking advantage of the news. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Kelly. Good morning. I think we have unfinished business. Mr. Femi, good morning. So, Mr. Benga, good morning. And every other person here, good morning. Good morning. In that be endurance. Yes, good morning. So, have you been? Has the market been, or has your trading been? Yes, has the market good, fair, or bad? Please just drop it on the charts. For you, has the market been good, fair, or bad? Or were you caught in the market yesterday? Hmm. Just let me know so we can share ideas, we can rub minds together. Hmm? Good morning, Mr. Okechukwu. Okay, that's good, fair. All right, fair. By fair, I mean you might not be making too much profit, but at least you are not really lost. Yes, very good. Okay, it's a fair, right? I've just been inconsistent. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, I think I'm in the spirit. That's why I said we have unfinished business. I think I knew something like that. You know, I'm bound this since Friday, just as I said. Wednesday last week. Okay, that's awesome. So I'm sure the has been pulling up, right? And you are still holding till now. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. So let me see. Let's look at that D. Um, right. Since last week, Wednesday, this is Wednesday, uh, Tuesday, Monday. This is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Okay, yeah. All right. Yes, so expect it to still pull up. That means you probably was in some drawdowns, then started pulling back to the upside. All right, that's good. So price is coming all the way to this high to come and take out this high. So along the line, you might just have some hookups, I just hookups, some hiccups, some challenges, some roadblocks, but in the long run, that is where it's headed. Okay. All right. Let's see. Massive profits. Oh, that's good. I'm here, but I can't really hear you. I'll be grateful if you can be a little audible. Okay. Let me see if I can speak louder. You know, actually, I don't like to shout on Wednesday. You know, if you want the market doesn't respect shout. It doesn't respect shout. So that's why I don't like shouting. But it's okay. I really hope you can hear me better now. I entered the buy on Friday. Okay. That would be good then. Let me see. This is this should be Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So Friday. Okay, profit. Then your profit almost disappeared, but you're back in profit now. So it should be good, right? All right. Okay, let me see again. My screen is not showing. I think my screen is up. I'll share my chart again. Okay, 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 okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I was already sharing my screen. Yeah, I was reading the comments or reading the comments first. Okay, okay. Okay. I hope you can see my chat now. Oh, okay, I'm loud and clear. All right. Thank you so much. All right, so plus the fair, good, massive profit. Let's see how we can make more, right? That's why we're here. Let's see how we can. And for those who are not making money at all, for those who are not making money at all, let's see how that can be corrected, right? And let's see how you can make money. Trust me, the market prints out opportunities every single day. Now, the opportunity might not be on the same chart every day, but there are so many instruments that can be traded. Plus, on currencies alone, you have over 28 major currency pairs that you can trade. I mean, just major pairs. I'm not talking about minor or exotic pairs. Just major pairs alone. There are like 28 of them, right? So out of the 28, you can't tell me that you can't get one, two, or three opportunities every single day. You can't, except you just focus on maybe one, two, or three currency pairs. Yes. Then you also have your indices, agro commodities, and the likes of them, right? So let's dive straight into this chart. This is our euro dollar. This is the euro dollar. Let me see anymore. Okay, thank you, Mr. Felix. You're here. Nice to have you here again. All right, this is the euro dollar, which is the euro USD. Okay, so before we start, there's something I'd like to, so that it will make this analysis quite easy, right? This is the strategy that I just want to show you. Just look at your charts with this strategy and you'll be fine. Okay, you also bought US 100 same Friday, marking the key level. So, okay, that's good. That's good. I'm sure that also is in good profit because US 100 was just pumping. All right, so we'll get back to all of those. That's nice. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. All right, so we'll need to do something. Yeah, this is the euro dollar, and from the euro dollar, right? Okay, I said I want to show you something. Yes, now this is the plan. If price is pushing to the upside, right? You can tell it's an uptrend when price is constantly breaking above highs. Okay, it does retracement, then it pulls up again, right? Now, say price pulls up this massive, right? This massive move. Now, notice that this high here, the distance between this high, previous high, and where price is right now, the current high, is far. So price mostly wouldn't just do one sweeping move all the way down to continue pushing to the upside. No, most times it doesn't happen that way. So this is what price does most often than not. So price is going to print down, give us some bullish momentum again. Sorry. Okay. Print down, give us some bullish momentum, either coming to range or, a bit this way, and push down further. Now, because price broke below this previous low, doesn't mean that we are now in a downtrend. Price is just aiming for this low right here. Price is just aiming for this low. And it can do one sweeping move this way, not getting there yet, then push up a bit, and finally giving us this move. And it can even get here or give us a little lower, right? So before we now start seeing price pushing back to the downside, to the upside rather. So all of this now is just, it's not a downtrend yet. Price is just trying to come back to, because the distance that price has moved is far compared to the previous high, right? So price is just trying to cover up that gap before continuing to the upside. So it's not even going to be one move, it's going to look, moves like this and push again to the upside. if you understand market structure, I will always say, if you understand market structure, then you stand a very huge chance to win the market a lot. Understand market structure, understand key levels, like I've been showing you for the last few weeks, right? If you can understand these things, then trading becomes, easier actually. It becomes less stressful. You know what you are looking for. You know what you are looking for. You know what you want to happen before you get into the market. All right. So now let's come to our chart practically. Now, it might not be on this chart, but any chart you find it is going to be very useful. Okay, excellent. Now, so what we do usually, like I always tell you to do, is to mark out key levels. And those key levels are areas as if we are in an uptrend, if we are in an uptrend. Areas where price, the high that price retraced from, then broke that particular high. So let me start from inside of this move. The Euro USD has been bullish, right? So you can mark it on a day. Sometimes you can even get it on 4 hours, right? So you can see these highs taking out. Let me see. Right now, price didn't give us a full retracement. It's okay. Then you see this one, this high. Now, when price broke it, this is on daily, so it matters because if I shift it to 1 hour time frame, you are going to see how massive it is. Okay, let me see. What date is this? This should be around March. Be around March. Okay, so you see how massive it is. So just indulge me. It will make the analysis easier. So once we just do 1 or 2, then everything becomes more of copy and paste, right? More of copy and paste. Oh, I think we've got way past that. Okay, so let me just go back. So you see that price most times will come back into that level. It's a killer. Price has a very high potential of reversing from that level. So start buying from there again. Now, if we look at this one also, this high, the price retraced from, if you mark the high, you notice that when price finally broke it, it came back to that level before continuing. And this is another high. You have this high and this high together. So if I mark this levels right here, you'll notice that this is where price is currently dealing right now. These are dealing range. Like more of this is where price is giving us some good entries, right? So our buys is most likely to be happening inside of this place or at the top of these levels. So, but you will notice that since price, let me go to 4 hours. You can see how bullish price has been. Oops, sorry about that. Now, you can see how bullish price has been. But since price got to this point here, price has been ranging and ranging, right? It's not really going higher again. This is like the highest point price has gotten to. This is like the highest point. Okay. So which means price has been dealing between this high, this low, between this high and this low. So most likely price might want to start pushing back into these highs again, right? So most likely price might want to start pushing back into these highs again. So price favor more buy, right? So on euro dollar, we are looking out for a buy opportunity, right? Now, the only reason why we might not be able to buy it is if price breaks this level and is going back to the downside. Let me show you. So if it breaks this level, most likely it will keep on pushing to the downside. Except price does that, then we are looking out for more or buy opportunities. All right. So this is for the euro dollar. Everything price has been doing coming down is retracement, just like I showed you before we started the analysis. All right. So price wants to buy, but you notice that the moment it broke this level here, it had to print out like sell, 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 sell till it got here, start buying, come back to this level, sell, 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 start buying. When it got to this high again, sell, 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 starts buying again. So that's how price goes. So hence, don't confuse this downward push that price has been making for days now as a downtrend. No, it's going down just to come into this level to push up again. So if you want to maximize profitability for the rest of this week, I expect price to start pushing back to the upside, and most likely even for the rest of next week also until it gets here. It depends on how fast price gets to this high, right? Now that is for, take this out. That's for the euro dollar. Okay. Then euro JPY also. For those who don't trade euro JPY, very good. It's also trending, very trending. You can see that you can see how massive the trend is upside, like the US JPY. Okay, and how do you guys trade this? Remember your key levels, right? Remember, your key levels are gotten from your higher time frame. Your weekly, daily, I prefer daily. And for short-term trades, you can look for it on 4 hours, right? So you can see all of this high points here. Notice price came back. Price came back to the test, then push out. Then you can see these highs that was taken out. But now price came into this levels. It didn't stop at the high, it came all the way down, before pushing back to the upside. But if I extend it, you notice it's still doing the same things. So sometimes we can now adjust depending on how much is taking the lows. All right, but this is where it ought to be originally. Now, because price is always trying to come slightly lower because of this, then we could have adjusted it to this point here. All right. Now, where else? So you can see this high again. Okay, this was now forming the resistance for us, right? So now from the resistance, price broke. It didn't stop here. It came back to the previous level. So that's why if it breaks, that's why I told you on the euro dollar, the only condition for which you might not buy it if it breaks. So if it breaks, most time look for the previous lower level. Yes, before we start dealing again. And so currently, you can see price also took out this point here. Now at this point, it didn't stop, but here. So how do you know when it's time to go up? That's how do I put it? I call it fractal. Well, fractal means on multiple time frames, we can have the same thing, but that moment you have a shift in market structure, you would know if price is most likely to go up or not. Then you can see that price started respecting this level when it finally broke here again, right? So we have one more key level to go, which is this level here, right? This level right here. So you can see that when price broke it, it came down, but slightly inside, but it respected it by this massive gap to the upside. So let's look at how it looks like on 4 hours. And price should push up here because we are in an uptrend, right? Alternatively, before it buys, price might decide to come down first. But in the long run, all right? So this is most likely the possible scenario, or we'll just eliminate this down and price just continues because it has already hit this level. So it might continue until it gets here and possibly even break it to give us new high again. Yeah, so that's for the Euro JPY. Okay. Euro CHF also. Yeah, Euro CHF also. Now this guy is clearly on a downtrend. Clearly, clearly on the downtrend. Oh, my chart is still loading more. And this downtrend is very, very visible to the blind. Very, very visible to the blind. Okay. All right. So now, if we look at it, it's on a downtrend. So we will look out for sell opportunities when price gives us some level of retracement. And price has been retracing for a while now. So if price can get to this supply area here, this supply area here, it will be good for us. All right. It will be good. It will be a good time to sell if price gets to that level. On a 1 hour time frame, this is how it looks like. So if price can get to this level, it will be good for a sell. Now, the only condition for which we might not be able to sell it is if it doesn't stop, if it breaks, it goes, then we'll be aiming for this next level in order to sell. If you check Euro CHF well, you notice this guy is mostly on a downtrend. And every time it pushes up, it's only pushing up to get to a level where it can then fall down massively again. Right? So that's Euro CHF. Expecting more of sell, but price need to tap into that high point before that sell happens. Yes. What else? Okay, let me finish this currency before we move to other things. So GBP, JPY, CPI for GBP just came out very, very bad. Very, very bad. So you can see uh, the PPI, then the CPI here came out very bad from every indication was bad, right? So that's why you are seeing currently this bearish move. This is how it looks like on 1 hour. You are seeing this bearish move right now, right? That's why you're seeing this bearish move. Okay, so it's all right. If you remember what we're looking out for before, reason why we wouldn't have been buying was because you see this gap here. Remember we talked about this gap. I was expecting price to come, you know, cover this gap to an extent, either to the resistance, because price before price gave us this gap. You notice this price was giving us this point here. And remember how we trade our key levels, right? The previous resistance area where price has broken can become a key support level for us on the higher time frame, not on lower time frames. That is the mistake that people make, not on lower time frames, on higher time frames. Now, notice I'm not using 1 hour, I'm even using 4 hours. Like that is the least you should look for your key level. Even though you are a scalper, you are a day trader, you're a swing trader, always look for your key levels first on the higher time frame. You have a higher chance of winning that trade if price taps back into that level. So you can see that it created these highs here. Price ranged at this high for a while before finally breaking, and you can see retested, started pushing to the upside. So even if you have bought it from here, worst case, you'll be getting some drawdown, but you still end up with profits, right? Then okay, good. So you can see price retraced it, entered, came back into that level again, right? Good. And all the while trying to push up, it was then creating these resistance levels for us. You can see this point. Now, when price finally gapped, because it has created this level here, you can see that it's just tapping into this point here just to go to the upside. So we can now maximize profitability. This is where we can start buying this guy or start making our profits. For those who have sold it, massive profit to the downside. For those who like to buy it, massive profit, you should get to the upside, all right? So price can decide to still tap down, but in the long run, I'm still expecting it to still push, right? Still expecting it to still push. And where are we pushing to first? Pushing back up here. Back up here at least, all right? So how you trade it now is entirely up to you, but I've given you the most likely or the possible scenarios that you can see on GBP, JPY. Price wants to go up, but it needs momentum to do that, right? So price can decide, since the news came out negative, price can decide to find momentum back at this level. It's a key level. It's a key level, right? Price finally tested this key level at this point. So that's why we have been trying to push to the upside, especially if price can break these equal highs here. Especially if price can break these equal highs here, then we are in good business, okay, for GBP, JPY. So let's look at that D again. Whoa, I think I've been talking since I'm not checking the charts. Notice CHF is usually strong against any currency it is paired with. Oh, yes. I mentioned CHF CHF, funny enough, CHF seemed to be, if not the first, the strongest currency. Funny enough, yes. CHF is like a safe haven. Switzerland is like the bank of banks. Yes. It's like the bank of banks. Like that guy. So if you notice, they don't join in fighting wars. Switzerland doesn't fight. So the economy is very stable, very stable. And a lot of the money it gets, or unlike countries that have natural resources, no, it deals in money, right? Banking is a major investment or a major sector where they generate revenue for that country. So they need their economy to be stable enough for people to trust them to come open Swiss accounts and the likes of them. So now, CHF seems to be very stable. Now, it might not always be strong, but it is stable, which means other currencies cannot gain against CHF for a long time. Yes, other currencies cannot gain against CHF for a long time. So if you check it, USD, CHF, because USD comes first, it's the base currency. USD will be the weaker currency out of the two. And how do you know? It will be on a downtrend. Check it out. It will be on a downtrend, right? You can see it's clearly on a downtrend. Look at it on your daily. It will be on a downtrend. The USD will suffer. USD comes first. Any currency paired against the CHF is in trouble. Remember, I just talked about Euro CHF, right? Euro comes first. And what did I say about Euro CHF? Uptrend or downtrend? It's on a downtrend. Where is that Euro CHF again? Right? So yeah, this is it. Euro CHF said on a downtrend, right? So we're looking for either sell here or sell here, which means I expect a sell because I don't expect Euro to gain over CHF for a long time. You can see it's on a downtrend. That is even the Euro. So both the dollar and the Euro, they are clearly on the downtrend when they are paired with CHF. So most people don't know this. Now that you know, right, you can trade this guy, and you most likely want to be doing sell. Now, it doesn't mean it can't go up, but anytime it's going to the upside, it's not for long. Check it out on the 1 hour time frame. You can see this one going to the upside. If I go to my higher time frame now, either 4 hours or daily to mark, you notice that there was a high price was trying to tap into here before falling. So whenever it's going to the upside, if you can mark this same stuff, right, then you would know how to trade these guys perfectly. So now that it's looking like it's pushing to the upside, there are two levels where we can look, three levels. Look for sell, which is one here, two here for sell, right? That is for USD CHF. So I just digressed to talk about that. Yes, silver, massive push to the downside alongside gold yesterday. Okay, massive push to the downside. I think this one fell almost 7 point something, almost 8% yesterday alone. Yesterday alone. This was massive, right? Silver did this yesterday alone. Now, is it an indication that the bullish run is about to end, or what's going on? It's very simple. This is what is going on. You can also relate this to gold. You can also relate this to gold. This is exactly what is going on. Now, how do I put it down? I need you to just look at it this way. If I have a bearish candle, that's the red, then I have bullish, 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 right? After a bearish candle, then I have bullish, 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 irrespective of how many bullish I have. As long as there is no other bearish in between the bullish, then this bearish becomes a hot spot, which means if price needs to retrace, price will look for this bearish. That bearish means it needs to come down, right? So it needs to come down. It's like magnet. It will magnet it down to this point before releasing it up to the upside again, right? Good. So it happens a lot, especially when you're experiencing massive retracement. And guess what? Times where price has given you so many bullish before, after a bearish, so many bullish run. Now, notice what happened here, right? You can see after this bearish, there was this two bullish, right? Notice that this bearish came down looking to connect with this one. Then it printed bullish. Now we are seeing another massive bearish. And where is it coming to? You can see this bearish here. All right, good. So what does this imply? Possible move to the upside. Yes, good. Now, possible move to the upside to possibly even come down again to the downside. That bullish momentum, that bullish run might be, except the only condition for which we'll now keep buying is if price goes above this level here. If price then goes above this level, then we can keep looking for buys. But if price cannot go above this level, then we'll still most likely want to start selling this guy right now, right? Why is that? The last key level before price pushed up was here, and we've not had that decent retracement. Another here, level here, we've not had any decent retracement. Okay, so which means price can do some retracement into all of this level. So even on gold, is it that the bullish run is ended? Okay, that's why you're seeing some massive sales. Yes, because nothing goes up continuously like that. At some point, retracements are bound to happen. But from where price is right now, based on the analysis I've given, there is a very high tendency that we can experience some bullish momentum. Highest that I'm expecting bullish move to is this level. This level, right? I'm not expecting it to go above this level, but if it goes above this level, then we can keep buying again. That's all. It's as simple as that. Market respects key levels. So if you can find them, then you trade into and away from the key levels. You trade it into the key level or you trade away from the key levels. You're either doing one of the two, right? You're doing one of the two. Let me see. Yes, yes, but not all fundamentals that affect gold affect silver, and that's what one of the things I love about silver. Yes, not all fundamentals that affect gold affect silver. No, silver is much more stable than gold actually. Yeah, much more stable than gold. Okay, so let's see. Okay, are we done with D? D is quite simple. If you go to your daily time frame, you just look out for your key levels. This is the last high that price gave. Okay, so when this high was finally broken, notice that this is where it's tapping into before it makes an upward push. This is where it taps into before an upward push, taps into before an upward push. All right, so hence we have been bullish since it tapped into this push here, and this is also the high that price has been selling from. Like this is like the highest point that price has been getting to of late or of recent. Okay, good. So which means we might be waiting for price. You shouldn't extend your buy above this level. Okay, so price has tapped into this point here and it's working its way to the upside, started pushing to the downside, working its way to the upside. So irrespective, if it hits here, look out for sell opportunity. That if it doesn't break, but if it hits back to this low side, then we look out for opportunity to buy it up again. As simple as that. All right, to buy it up again. That is for D. Then I think should have like US 30, even US 500. The same thing for US 500. US 500 has taken out this key level right here. Good. So if I go to my 4 hours, okay, so this is that level. Price just came very close once. Okay, range then came close once and it's pulling out. So let's see if we can use 4 hours to get another key level that we can trade into. Uh, okay, so this is how this works, right? You can see these levels right here. Now, why am I extending it? Because here I'm trying to capture all of these highs, except I want to capture only just last two. Okay, so if you can find these highs and you extend it this way, so you notice that when price finally broke all of these highs here, including this one, you can see that this is the level price is finding good liquidity close to it, or price came all the way to it to be buying. So we have missed a good buying opportunity already, right? We have missed that. I think that happened Friday. I missed that already. Now, what our next move should be, what will price do when it gets to this current high? Is it going to break, or will it respect it? So if it breaks, then we are buying. If it respects, then we can push back down before we start buying again. Why would we prefer to buy? Because it's an uptrend, right? It's an uptrend. Irrespective of what's happening right now, you can clearly see it's an uptrend. Okay. So there's a saying that the trend is your friend. So as much as possible, try to align with the trend. Be in tune. Be in the same frequency with the trend. Then most times, just know when there's in that trend, just know when price is doing retracement and know when price is now actively trending again in the direction of that trend. Yes. So once you can tell all of this to an extent, it might not be perfect, but if you can tell all of this to an extent, then you'll be fine, right? You will be fine. Okay. You'll be fine. The same thing for US 100. It has gotten to the previous high. So if it breaks, we buy. If it doesn't, then if it gives us, consistent ranging or push to the downside, then we can sell this guy too. The same thing for US 100. Indices are quite simple. The only challenge with indices is this. Indices can be very volatile, which means they move fast, right? Hence, if you get the direction, good profits. But if you don't get the direction, good losses. But how do you still win? Have good funds in your account and follow the trend. That's all. Which means whenever you are, even if you are in drawdown, as long as you have enough funds to hold on to the trade, you will be fine, right? Or you allow it to hit your stop loss, but you still have good funds there to still trade it again when the price is now starting that move again, then you will be fine, right? So trading is easier when you have good volume. That is the absolute truth. And I was mentioning this last week. If you have good volume, trading can be a lot stressful. I'm sorry, a lot easier. But if you have just small funds in your account, no good volume, trading can be very frustrating. Yes, because you are looking for perfect timing. And perfect timing in the market is not easy. That's to be honest with you. To get perfect timing, it's not easy. Sometimes you get a very good key level, just like some that I've marked for you. You notice that most of them, price just gets there and push it. But some price will get there, look like it wants to break it, but still finally come back again. And during that period, if you have small funds, you are in some significant drawdown, you are in trouble. It might wipe you out before price eventually goes in your direction, right? I'm sure, I'm sure a lot of persons here have experienced what I'm talking about. You have your 100K, 200K, 300K, 500K. Maybe you enter US 100, 0.1. Before you see Jack Robinson, you are minus 300, minus 400K. And you get scared, or you close it by yourself, or the market closes you out, margin call, and eventually goes in your direction. So that clearly shows you that you were not wrong, you were right. The problem is timing, and timing is one of the most difficult things. One of the most difficult things to get in the market, right? So what we do to save ourselves, even if your timing is not perfect, just have good volume. So if you time the market wrongly, you still have the chance to hold on to your trade till price then decide to go your way. And sometimes you can be lucky you enter. I've entered a lot of times where from red, before you say Jack Robinson, it's just in blues and never comes back in red. Yes, I've had a lot. And sometimes it stays in red, blue, red, stays there for a couple of hours before it finally starts going into profit. Right? So trading can be like that. So what do you do? Wow, this morning on what? What instrument? Okay, this month. Oh, wow. You see, US 30. I think, let me see. Before we then go to agro commodities, don't forget we have agro commodities by 1 p.m. today, which will be taken by yours truly, myself. Yeah, so come join me this afternoon where we'll look at agro commodities in depth, right? In depth. I don't think I have any US 30 here. I've talked about gold. There's nothing to talk about here. That's the truth. There is really nothing to talk about on gold. Nothing. Nothing. I've mentioned it with silver. Is it that the bullish run is over and we're about to see some bearish momentum? That's all. But currently it's at a key level, which means it has potential to push up a little. But you can be caught up in that buy again, another massive sell. That's all, right? Okay, so we've been uh let me not digress. US debt. Where's my US debt? Okay. For those of you who trade indices is very wonderful. But you'll agree with me that you need good volume too, right? You need good volume. I hate it when you are right with your trade, but you are wrong with the timing. And because you are wrong with the timing, you lose your account or you lose like almost half of your account, like you lose a lot of money, right? So, but if just have good volume, that's all. Like that's all. The link, I think it's the same link. Yeah, this same link for agro commodities. Yes, just once it's 1 p.m., just come back here. Yes, just come back here. Once it's 1 p.m., come back here for agro commodity, this same link. Okay. Yeah, we are going to be talking about all of them, both the wheat, the corn, the coffee, and all of them. Right. But we'll just touch a little before we go. Okay. Yeah, so this is US 30. Now all of these things that I'm mentioning, please and please and please, please and please and please. I would beg you as much as I can, right? Because I know it's your money on the line, it's your emotions on the line. You have plans, you want to make profit, and you wouldn't want to see your money disappear. This guy has the potential to give you a lot of money, but if you play your cards right, it is not just enough to understand technical analysis like we are doing right now. It's not just enough. One of the major criteria again is also to get good volume. That's it. Once you get good volume, you stand a chance, right? I think I entered what trade? Was it silver 2, 3 days ago? That would be a Monday, right? And I was like drawdown of almost 700K. But because I had good volume and it came back up. It came back up, right? The moment it just got to my profit, the mistake I made was the moment it got to profit of around, I think two positions. One was around 70 something thousand, one was around 40 something thousand. So what I did, I moved my stop loss to break even. And it came back to take me out in break even before still finally going my way. So that's why I didn't make good money on that trade. But it saved me. Like I had good volume. When it was in 500K, I was like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? 700K. Then all of a sudden, it just started reducing 400, 300, 200, and started going in profit. Okay. So, but most persons, as at 500K, you're already out. 700K, you are out. If you have 1 million and you have drawdown 500 or 700K, you're already out. You're already out, right? If you have 1.5, it's even dangerous. We're talking about 3 million, 5 million. If you have 10 million, you're seeing drawdown of 700K, even 1 million, you will not be that panicking because price can still come back, right? Good. So that is if you understand what you are doing, please also mark that if you understand what you are doing because you cannot understand what you are doing. or you might have no idea. You are gambling. And that one, waiting for the market to reverse might even be a disadvantage to you at that point. All right, so let's balance the whole thing. But if you understand what you are doing, you do the right thing. Okay. One of two things. Either you have your stop loss, which is tight, which sometimes it might just hit it and still go your way, or just give it that enough volume with good volume. You'll still be fine. Okay, so this is my 4 hour. Remember, I said you can do this on daily or you can do it on 4 hours. So 4 hours, you want to get some small, small trades, and let's go. Now, I want to start from where price started to rise. Okay. So from this key level right here, if you follow this basic principle, you can see all of these stops. Yes. The best trade would have been if price has gotten here. It didn't get here. So most likely this trade might not have been taken. And if you mark this level again, you can see this high that I was taking. See what I'm talking about, right? Good. Down here, a little drawdown back in profit, especially if I put it back to my 1 hour time frame. Okay, good. This is my 1 hour time frame. You can see if I start taking my buy from here, look like it was going there, came down to give me drawdown. Depending on your lot size, you can have a drawdown of up to 500 to 1M here, but reduce, came back again, and before you know, you start going into profit, 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 and price hits your high, and everybody's fine, right? Everybody's fine. Price did it again. So you can still have some drawdown. Now, because he did it here, most likely, this is what I do. So let me just teach you now. I would want to adjust it to suit this level. So which means if I'm entering here again, some drawdown, back to small profit, drawdown, before you know, I will still end up in profit if you can hold on to the trade, right? If you can hold on to the trade. So remember, we don't mark key levels on lower time frame. It's always on a higher time frame. So this resistance, when they finally broke it at this point, notice price came back here. So we would have been having our buys at this point right here. All right, and would have been enjoying the market up until now. Okay, up until now. So this is how you still win. Just simple strategy. Marking your key level from higher time frame, coming to your lower time frames to execute. Right? Some drawdown, but it eventually still goes your way. This is exactly what I'm talking in this. So please, why don't I use any indicator on my analysis? Okay, I love price action. Indicators are good. I have indicators that will just mark these key levels for me. I do. I have them that will just mark these key levels for me. Yes, but because I am showing you how to do it yourself, not all of you have it. If you want the indicator, just reach out to me on MT5. Yes. I still have some MT4 and MT5. Can get some of this. And yeah, so next week we have VIP training. So only for VIPs actually. It's only for VIPs. Yes. Now let's quickly look at some one or two agro commodities before we. Okay, after breaking even on the profit trade, is it possible for the market to still take you out on a loss on the same trade? No, 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 it's not. It's not possible. Except you didn't put it, usually put it slightly above my entry, slightly above to capture spread. Yes. If you break even, that's what we call break even. Break even means you most likely are not making any profit, but at the same time, you're not making any loss again. So you're on a risk-free trade. I do that a lot. Once, especially if my loss size is quite high, right? And I see a very good potential trade because of the way the market usually does. Especially also if I've experienced, let's say, drawdown like this, and maybe comes to profits, I still leave my stop loss. The drawdown happens again, maybe after once or twice or three times, then it goes in profit. What I will then do, because sometimes the drawdown can increase, so I'll just move my stop loss to my entry. So at that point, I'm having a risk-free trade. So if it comes back, worst case, it takes me out, no profit, no loss, right? But if it doesn't come back there, then maximum profit, right? Is US 30 still bullish? This is our US 30. It has gotten to a previous high. If it breaks it, then it will still be bullish. But if it doesn't, then we can come down first. Yes, if you respect this level, then it's coming down to where we started from, midway or all the way down. But if it does, if it breaks rather, then we only need a retest to keep pushing up to the upside again. Yeah. But in the long run, it is still bullish. Coffee. I need this to get out. Uh, excuse me. Can you set any other with no skill level without itself? Yes, you can. You can. You can. Right. Okay, so this is coffee. And I only needed price to cover this gap for me. The most recent move that price is making on coffee. So if we just keep all these other levels and we come straight into current price, this key level here, you notice that when price broke, this is my 4 hour time frame, it came back into this level and pushed high. Now, in pushing high, price then gapped. Look at it on 1 hour. So all I needed was I didn't want to keep pushing, even though I know price is headed here. I didn't just want to start buying because it might try to cover the gap before continuing. So what I did was to sell this guy. I think that was on Monday. Yes, on Monday. Sold this guy. So I placed a sell order. I think I took out my profits here. Here was it here? But price was already retracing on a 15 minutes time frame. Price was retracing back. I think price, yeah, somewhere here. Price was already retracing back before I saw it. It didn't hit my TP actually. I put my TP here. I put my TP here, slightly above here. So price didn't hit. I just saw it. Fortunately, I saw it when it was retracing back. So I just took it out. You know, I just took it out. So I didn't even decide to break it. I didn't wait for it to hit my TP. Now this is coffee. Why did I take it down? It was giving me over 40 something. No, more than 40 something. I think I closed at around 40 something pips. Yes. So price overall gave me like 65 pips, but I closed at around 40 something pips, 47 or so. Yeah. I closed around 40 something pips. Now that was massive profit. So I saw the profit was already good. I just decided to take it. Right. I decided to just take it out. Because after placing the trade, I have set my SL. I just left. I didn't look at the chart until about almost an hour again. Right? Almost an hour before I went back to look at the chart. And when I saw it, it was a good profit. I just took it out. So now agro commodities can give you good profits, even on smaller lot size. That if you use smaller lot size that you use for your currencies, apply to agro commodities give you significant, even your 0.01, 0.02, 0.05 can give you massive hundreds of thousands with small move. Now, if you're now using 0.1, we are talking about millions, all right, in profit already. 0.1, anything from 40 pips, you're already in millions. Yes, coffee can give you that, right? I'll give you the price per pip on each of these agro commodities. For instance, I think corn gives you $50 per pip, where your Euro USD, USD JPY, whatever, GPUSD gives you $10 per pip on a standard lot. On a standard lot on this guy, it gives you $200 per pip on coffee. On corn, about $50 per pip. I think wheat is about, is it 80 or $100 per pip? Yes, I'm going to be showing you that on agro commodities. All right. One of the best ways to trade them I'll show you two simple strategies to trade agro commodities. Two, right? Then I'm going to tell you how much you make, even if it goes 10 pips, how much you make 20 pips, how much you make 30 pips, how much per pip on whatever you are trading, right? So you would have good insight on agro commodities and you can trade them well. Remember, one of the things with agro commodities is that you trade them with volume, right? So I think we can call it a day here, except I want to do like weeks. I think um, let me see. Okay, this will be like the last one. Okay. All right. Now, talking about wheat, when we go higher, then we'll see that this guy has been printing down. Okay. You can see it has been printing down for a while. But on the weekly time frame, let me know which time because you know MT5 it takes time to load some of this data. All right. You can see. So, but before we do the agro trade vaults, our charts would have been fully loaded. All right. I didn't open with before, but that been fully loaded. All right. So you can see before now it was in an uptrend, but actually it has been printing to the downside. I would have seen it much more clearly on the weekly. Okay, good. All right. This is just a little bit. So you see all of these highs here. Price is just trying to tap into this level, but it's not stopping yet. Okay, it's not stopping yet. Now on the daily time frame, you can see price is still printing down. It's still printing down. We are not yet seeing that shift, so to say, in price momentum to want us to trade it to the upside yet. Okay. Okay. There's a mini shift on our 4-hour time frame here. So which means that the moment price broke above this level, this all of this equal height here, price have retraced slightly below, and we are currently still pushing to the upside. So yes, for today, most likely price respecting this level here, this key level, yeah, we should push up to the upside, but to like highest, I would think that this guy should go for now, be like this level. This level, or for today, this level, maybe for the rest of this week, this level, or higher this level. So price, I don't think price will really go very far to the upside for now. But yes, if you are buying it, just hold on to it. Make sure you have good funds in your account and you should be fine. All right, I think we'll need to call it a day here for today. All right, we need to call it a day here for today. Thank you for your time. Please don't forget by 1 p.m. I'll see you for Agro Trade Vault. All right, 1 p.m. Just log into the same link. Or if it's not logging you in, please just quickly contact your account manager or send me a message, right? For those who have my number. For those who don't, my number is 00265822493. Okay, I think we are out. Okay. For those who don't, my number is 00265822493. Just one more time, please, so you can get it down. 00265822493. Yeah, Victor, they call me the bishop, right? 00265822493. All right, please do. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Right.